When we give children advice or instant solutions, we deprive them of the experience that comes from wrestling with their own problems. That is according to Adelpha Burr. Good day, everyone. How are you doing today? So we hope that you are doing well. I am Winona Valerie Labe, the first reporter of our group. At this juncture, I, together with my team, are going to discuss the early childhood development. So, our objectives at the end of the lesson, we are expecting or we should be able to explain the physical, cognitive, and socio-emotional growth and development of early childhood learners and create connections between the previously learned theories and development of early childhood learners. So, before diving into our discussion, let us know first who is Ryan. So, hi, I am Ryan. I can now play rhyming games and sing out words that rhyme like ban, can, fan, man, pen, and ran. Can you guess how old am I? So, what do you think is the age of Ryan? What are the domain or aspect of development that is emphasized in the milestone? So, do you think Ryan is around 5 or 6 years old? You're correct. And the development or the milestone that is emphasized here is the language development. By the way, why is it also important for teachers, doctors, and teachers to be able to understand the different milestones achieved by a child? It is to help us gauge how a child is progressing, and understanding what milestones are and whether children are meeting them can help parents identify problems early or to reassure them that their children are on track. Okay, so now we will discuss about the development of 4 to 8 years old children in different aspects of human development, and that is early childhood. Early childhood refers to the age range from birth to 8 years old, which considered as a period of rapid changes of different aspects. Remember, early childhood, period of rapid changes of different aspects. Early childhood is also considered as the preschool years, consisting of the years which follow toddlerhood and precede to formal schooling. So, as a 3-year-old or 3 to 5-year-old, the child is busy learning language and is gaining sense of self and greater independence, and is beginning to learn the working of the physical world. So this knowledge does not come quickly. However, the preschoolers may have interest in conceptions of size, time, space, and distance, such as fearing that they may go down the drain if they sit on front of the bathtub, or by demonstrating how long something will take by holding out their 2 index fingers several inches apart. So, a toddler's fierce determination to do something may give way to a 4-year-old sense of guilt for doing something that brings the disapproval of others. Okay, so we are going to discuss cognitive development, physical development, social, emotional development, and language development. I am going to discuss cognitive development. First, the child is egocentric, illogical, magical thinking. So according to Piaget's stages of cognitive development, if you could still remember, egocentrism or self-centered. So this is the tendency of the child to only see his point of view and to assume that everyone has his same point of view. So the child here cannot take the perspective of others. So for example, a 5-year-old boy gave a toy truck for his mother's birthday, or a 3 years old girl who cannot understand why her cousin called her daddy uncle instead of daddy. Explosion of vocabulary. Learning syntax, grammar, understood by 75% of people by age 3. Syntax is the arrangement of words and phrases to create well-formed sentences in a language. So here the child is not yet able to formulate a complete sentence. Number 3, poor understanding of time, value, sequence of events, vivid imaginations. Some difficulty separating fantasy from reality. So this number 3 is like the animistic thinking. Like the child may think that the objects or her toys, his or her toys possesses life or human characteristics. Number 4, accurate memory but more suggestible than older children. Primitive drawing can represent themselves in drawing till the age of 4. So as we can see in the picture, we have here a little girl who is drawing a representation of her family. And these drawings are what we call primitive drawings. So if we observe, ang mga bata is they have a very accurate memory. Matalas ang kanilang isipan. Number 5, don't realize that others have different perspective. So dito, just like on the number 1, which is self-centered, egocentric, so they cannot take or realize that others have different perspective. Number 6, leave out important facts. Number 7, may misinterpret visual cues of emotion. So, di ba, in preschool years, ang mga basic emotions na tinuturo sa mga bata is we have the crying, we have sad, happy, angry, disappointed. So, those are the basic emotions. We as a teachers, parents, kailangan din na pag mag-communicate tayo sa mga bata, clear yung emotions natin. Kasi nga, they are still learning those emotions. Number 8, so when we say receptive language, this is the person's ability to comprehend words and phrases that are spoken to them. So, for example, in a child, their ability to understand the parent who makes commands or asks them questions. And expressive language, this is the use of words, the use of sentences, gestures, and writing to convey meaning and message to others. Expressive language skills include being able to describe actions and events, putting words together in sentences, and each child is able to use grammar correctly, and he or she can formulate a complete sentence. And lastly, in this age, they are no longer self-centered. For example, the child likes to eat strawberries but her friend doesn't like it. The child now can recognize that others have different perspectives and preferences.
I think that's the end of my discussion. So the next reporter will step in.
The more risk you allow your children to make, the better they learn to look after themselves. Quote is by Roald Dahl. So, good day everyone. I am Shaya Frones Telacan and I am a BS Ed student and I am going to report about physical development in early childhood. A child's physical skills are an important part of their holistic development and affect all areas of child's growth and learning. What is this? Children need to develop physically in early childhood so they can do everyday tasks. Each motor skill is necessary for them to become fully independent. Number 1, physically active. If mapansin natin, children are hyperactive, running everywhere. Number 2, can't sit still for long. Hindi sila mapapermi sa isang lugar, they would always move from one place to another. Clumsy throwing balls. Number 4, refined complex skills, hopping, jumping, climbing, running, riding big wheels, and tricycles. Since they are hyperactive and can sit still for long, they would usually do jumping, hopping, akyat kung saan-saan. They love to ride and even magpanggap silang driver. Number 5, improving fine motor skill and eye-hand coordination, cut with scissor, draw shape, 3 to 6, 1/2 year most toilet trained. Ang kanilang reflexes ay mas strong in this stage compared sa earlier years. Mahilig na mag-arrange ng mga bagay, that's why most sa kanilang activity in class ay maglaro ng play-doh, clays, coloring, arrange in orders, or set and others. That's all. Thank you.
If you trust play, you will not have control your child's development as much. Today's topic, I will tackle to you about the language development in early childhood. So what is language development? Language development in humans is a process starting early in life. Infants start without knowing a language. Yet, by 10 months, babies can distinguish speech sounds and engage in babbling. This is the child's ability to both understand and use language. Here's my example. 5 years, children know that sounds make up words. They can identify words beginning with the same sound. For example, Mommy made magic marshmallows. They can also spot words that rhyme. They might play rhyming games and sing out words that rhyme. like bath, cat, fat, hat, and mat. Number two, 5 to 6 years, child might know some or all of the sounds that go with the different letters of the alphabet. This is this is important for the development of reading skills. At this age, children also learn that single sounds combine into words. For example, when you put the T, O, and P sounds together, they make the word top. And number three, 6 years. Children can usually read simple stories and write or copy letters of the alphabet. And lastly, 8 years, child understands what he's reading. He might be reading on his own, and reading might even be one of his favorite activities. By this age, children can also write a simple story. That's all. Thank you.
Children feel safe. They can take risks, ask questions, make mistakes, learn to trust, share their feelings, and grow. Good day, everyone. My name is Ian Morales, and I will be going to report today is socio-emotional development. Number one, play, cooperative, imaginative, may involve fantasy and imaginary friends. Take turns in games. Mm, As you can see in the picture, the children plays on its own beat, and they imagine friend playing them. Number two, develop social skills. Experiment with social role, reduce fear. Social skill help to the children to form a positive relationship with others. If they are comfortable the to others, they can share what they thoughts. Three, wants to please adults. The children is many ways to please adults. Adults, some of them may try to give them what they want and being sweet to the adults. Four, develop consent incorporates parental probation feels guilty when the disobedient, simplistic idea of good and bad behavior. In this stage, the children can develop the conscience, like when they do bad things with to their playmates, and it cries, so they realize they are guilty why it's crying. Number five, curious about his and other bodies may masturbate. In this age, the children well curious about their bodies and other what is the function of this, like that, uh, and what is use of this. Number six, nonsense of privacy. Ano sila? Di pa nila alam kung ano ang privacy in this age. Iihi lang sila sa kahit saan, like that. Primitive stereotypic understand of gender roles. Self-esteem based on what other tells him or her. Dapat ito ang nilalaro mo dahil boy ka, ganyan. At ito ang lalaro para pag girl ka, ganyan. Basta mga sabi-sabi. Number nine, increase ability to control emotion, less emotional outburst. This age they can have control their emotions, out how they can prevent to cry, how to manage their emotion, and role upon to guide their play and provide child with structure and secure. To live roles can be changed 7 to 8 years. Strict adherence to rules. Number 11. 6 to 9 years old. Have question about pregnancy, intercourse, sexual, swearing, law, or moods, feature in books, magazines, and etc. That's all. Thank you.
So before we end this discussion, we will leave you with a statement that those milestones that we have mentioned a while ago, these milestones typically take place during a certain window of time, and parents and caregivers, doctors, or concerned individuals must remember that each child is unique, and not all kids are going to hit these milestones at the same time, or should they? And the ranges simply give a framework for approximately when to expect certain skills to develop. That's all, and we hope that you have learned something from our discussion. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless everyone.